Alright, today we're going to do a math lab using CHEEZITS. The math lab is called, it's a math lab, not a meth lab. The math lab is called Smile and Say CHEEZITS. And just, as you can see, we're going to use a lot of CHEEZITS. Now, why are we going to use CHEEZITS? Because a CHEEZIT is 1 square inch. Exactly 1 square inch. It's 1 inch this way, 1 inch 1 inch this way, 1 inch and 1 inch on all sides, and it's a square inch. Now you've been doing area. Quit making little thingies because it messes my mind up. Okay, so you've been doing area of all kinds of things for a long time, and your answers have been 25 square inches. 14 square inches, 192 square inches. But have you ever thought, what is a square inch? This is what a square inch looks like. It's a square, and it's 1 inch on all sides. A CHEEZIT is 1 square inch. Now, let's look at our paper, and I'm going to read this paper, and I'm going to leave out a word, and I want you to fill in the word that I leave out. The teacher said, okay, so the area of the circle is 25 square inches. Have you ever wondered how a circle can have an area of 25 square inches? A circle is round. How can it have an area of 25 square inches? Well, you see on your desk a paper that has a circle on it. I want you to find the area of that circle. How can you find the area of that circle? There's no numbers on it.
Get a ruler.
Get a ruler and measure it. Now, you don't have to get a ruler because I'll just tell you how, but that's how you would do it. You would get up and get a ruler and measure from the center of the circle to the outside edge, and I'll just tell you that it is 2 inches. Now, after you know that, then what do you do?
Pi or square.
You use the formula, which is area equal fuzzy wuzzy was a bear, area equal
Pi square.
Now pi is 3.14, and I just told you that the radius was 2. What's 2 squared?
8.
4. And 4 times 3.14, you've done that 1,000 times. Do you memorize that answer?
12.56 squared.
12.56
Inches squared.
Memories. And what would the label be?
Inches squared.
Square inches. Because it's area. Area, squarea, cover up your area. Anytime you do area, the answer will be squarea. Now place the 12 square inch CHEEZITS on your circle. And let's see if it really is 12.5 square inch CHEEZITS on your circle. And let's see if it really is 12.56 square inches. Okay, when we recalculated, the circle was actually a little bit bigger than a 2 inch radius. So we recalculated it should have been an area of 14.5 square inches. It turns out, yes, perfect. We can now cover that circle that's round with square inches. That's how you cover a round circle with square inches. All right, what you're going to learn in this lab is this. We're going to investigate the total surface area. We want you to know how to get the total surface area of a rectangular prism. And we also want to develop your spatial perception. That's how you perceive things in space. And we want to develop your conceptual understanding of that. And I'm going to explain what that means. Okay, so let's start with the total surface area. We're going to learn how to get the total surface area of a rectangular prism, which many of you have already done, and you know how to do that, right?
Yes.
Well, we're going to repeat that again today. Well, first of all, repetition is the mother of skill. So we're going to repeat it again, and you'll get more skillful at it. But then we're going to do it again. We're going to actually do it with the CHEEZITS so that you not only just do it, but you actually understand what you're doing. Because before you said you didn't even know what a square inch looked like. So you're going to know what a square inch is because you're going to see it, you're going to work with it, and you're actually going to cover it up. Gives you a better understanding of it. So let's start with total surface area. On your paper, you're going to draw a rectangular prism. Don't do it yet because I'm going to show you a video clip. You can stop that for right now. This is a rectangular prism. Number 1 on your paper says, actually let's read the top paragraph. I'm going to read and leave out a word and you fill it in. Say, CHEEZITS. CHEEZITS are 1 square inch of pleasure. They measure, hey, that rhymes. They measure 1 inch on all sides. When we determine the area of different surfaces, many times our answer will be in square inches. Therefore, it would behoove us to have a good mental image of what a square inch looks like. The objective. Very good. The objective of this math activity is simple. You will have a concrete mental image of what a square inch looks like. You will have a mental picture of how to actually and literally cover a box with square inches. This image will be valuable to you anytime you are faced with a surface area problem. In addition, you will improve your spatial perception with respect to viewing a drawing of a three-dimensional object on a flat piece of paper. So let's get started. The sooner we finish, the sooner we eat. Number 1. Here's a rectangular prism, and it says, what is another name for a rectangular prism? Box. A box. B-O-X. Fill it in. Number 2. What are the key words for area?
Square and cover.
Yes, square and cover. And look, they're little squares, and we covered it. Area, total surface area. Number 3, if a question asks you to find the total surface area of something, of anything, what do you do first?
Formula.
Not the answer.
Like say you're given a rectangular prism that says get the total surface area. What's the first? Yes. You write down the top, bottom, front. You write down the surfaces that you have. That's the answer to that question. No matter what it is, you write down the surfaces. Sometimes you'll write down circ, circ, rec. Sometimes you'll write down try, try, rec, rec, rec. Sometimes you'll write down top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it. I'm going to actually do that thing I do, that I can do, that nobody else in the world can do. I'm going to do that. No one else in the world can do this except me. And I can do it in 4 seconds. Okay, I can touch the top of this and say top, then touch the bottom of it and say bottom, touch the front and say front, touch the back and say back, touch the side and say side, and touch this side and say side, all in 4 seconds. No one else can do that. Top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it. As always saying, after that fire drill, is, what do you got? That was very nice of you to hold the door for everybody. I wonder how many people said thank you.
Not for
Thank you.
Alright, I'm going to do something again that nobody else in the world can do. Top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it. Now I'll do it fast. Top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it.
Top, bottom, front, back, side, say it.
Top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it. Top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it.
Women.
I've never seen anybody in the world that can do it, except maybe one person. Alright, so I just used a psychological teaching trick on you. That's called elaboration. I want you to learn that the surfaces are a top and a bottom and a front and a back and a side and a side. You have to know that in order to do the problem. And so I put it in a sing-song, top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it. And I told you that was something that nobody else in the world could do, which is true. But by doing that, everybody's like, what can she do? So you're listening, and I tricked you into listening to top, bottom, front, back, side, side, say it.
Top, bottom, front, back, side.
Plus
Say it.
it has a ring to it. Go ahead.
Top, bottom, front, back, side, say it.
And a lot of people on their tests, when I say name the surfaces of a rectangular prism, they will write top, bottom, front, back, side, and then they'll write say it. And that tells me that the psychological trick worked. Now, we are to this point, total surface area. Spatial perception is how you perceive something in space. This is three-dimensional in space, and you are going to have to work with it on a flat piece of paper. The last page, I want you to flip this over to the last page. This is the page you will turn in, write your name on it. And we are just about ready to use our CHEEZITS. I just have to explain this conceptual understanding part. A lot of people in here can get the total surface area of a rectangular prism already. But do you have a conceptual understanding of what it is you're doing? Have you ever taken a test in maybe science or not history, probably science, that you got an A on it, but you didn't know one thing of what you were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me before many times.
Oh, yeah.
I can take a test and I can do it. I can get an A, a 100. I have no clue what I just did. Now, the people in the state of Ohio are very smart and very tricky. They ask questions so that they're not going to give you a nice little triangular prism and say, rectangular prism. They're not going to say, find the total surface area and have you do the same thing you've done in class all the time. Instead, they give you some problem that you have never seen before and ask you to get the total surface area of it. And a lot of students will be like, what? I don't know how to do that. And they just like guess or skip it. The smart person uses something called transfer. And that's what, I'm going to show you what that is. We've been doing total surface area of just a rectangular prism. What if they gave you a square pyramid? I'm a terrible drawer.
Yeah.
You didn't have to agree with me, Corey Cat. Okay? There's a square pyramid, and they said this is 6, and this is from here to here. The height of that little thing is 5. And let's make it going to get one individual cereal box. You can pick whichever kind you want. We have Apple Jacks, Cocoa Krispies, Fruit Loops, and Rice Krispies. Take whatever kind you like, and you're allowed to open it up, pull the bag out. You can sit there and eat the cereal, but we need the box. We're going to save the box, tape it back together, and we're going to cover it with the square-inch CHEEZITS. Now you want to spread your peanut butter on the top of the box, and then put the CHEEZITS on top to see how many square inches it takes to cover the top rectangle. It's like bricks and mortar. The peanut butter is the mortar, and the CHEEZITS are the bricks. 1 square inch bricks. And then we'll put them all together and make a CHEEZIT house or a CHEEZIT castle.
Back.
There we have. It looks like there's how many CHEEZITS on top?
It's 5 by 3, so there's like 15 on there.
15. It took 15 square inches to cover the top. Now, Audrey, you're just about done there. We want to take your paper, see this paper, and fill it out. Where it says top, you want to write, how many did it take, square inches did it take to cover your top? 15. So you write 15 by top. How many we didn't cover the bottom, but if we did, how many would it take?
15.
15, because they're the same. Now you've got your front covered. How many did it take to cover your front?
10.
So you write down 10. And the back we did not cover. However, if it did, how many would it take?
10.
Correct. Do you have your side covered? You do. How many did it take to cover your side?
6.
So write that down.
And then the
other side would be 6. And now we total them all up to get the total surface area of that rectangular prism. Good job.
I love CHEEZITS, yes I do. I love CHEEZITS, how about you?
Woo! Again.
I love CHEEZITS, how about you? I love CHEEZITS, yes I do.
Woo!